All right. Welcome to In the Courts, or, oh no, I already messed it up. Welcome to In the Courts of the Lords of the Expanse, Part 2, where we are not yet in the Courts of the Lords of the Expanse. We are in the, I said airspace of Fondor, but it's more like space of Fondor. Last mission, um, got an overarching derivative or mission from Kalamas on Coruscant to go and visit the Sector Lord's Ball in the Tapani sector. A couple of side missions and things to investigate there. And on the way, decided to stop by Fondor, which is in the Tapani sector, but not a part of the Tapani hegemony or their sort of territory, but it's in the sector. And it's sort of outside of this buffer zone called the League of Free Worlds, which are a group of worlds that are more sort of traders and smaller players. They do have a collective army in themselves, but they've sort of grown up around the Tapani sector itself, where the Tapani core worlds sort of live in this sort of gated expanse. And on the outside of that is the free worlds that sort of make money off the trade. And then again, just outside is Fondor. So the reason I think Boda wanted to go to Fondor, not to speak for him too much, is one, there is a big ceremony happening here. There's a diplomatic summit where a representative from the League of Free Worlds wants to try to convince Fondor to join. Not to, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but if you think about it, having the galaxy's third biggest ship manufacturer join your group would turn you into a superpower overnight. The League of Free Worlds would then have a much better leg to stand on negotiating with the Lords of the Expanse themselves. And then the second bit is, I think Boda, when I was re-listening part of the mission, it sounded like he was thinking that the shipyards here might be a good place to hide a Star Destroyer, and that was a secondary objective given by Kalamas, is to take a look at the Star Destroyer that actually entered the sort of Tapani area itself. Now, we know that the ship went past Fondor, went into the Tapani sector proper, but it sounded like Luke thought that this might be a good place to check on the way, or Boda. So, but what happened was, coming out of hyperspace, everyone has a pretty slow hyperspace rating of ×2, except for Katira, who was able to go all the way through, get a little errand done, and still meet in the sort of area that everyone was making their jump to. And she got there first and ran into the mining guild, or at least if you zoom in and scroll down on, everyone's on this map, right, with all your ships and the mining guild ties. Okay, great.
Mhm.
So she got attacked. Her brand new painted decimator, while these ties are underpowered and really can't do any damage to her ship. I mean, mathematically, I think it is impossible. Improbable for them
Yeah,
to
that's
really do any damage unless you rolled all ones. Um, but it did, you have a brand new paint job on the ship. You
yeah,
just
no,
got it
it's your
back from Melvis Eclipsa, and it looks great, except now you do have some scorch marks all across your hull. Um, to that end, you've taken your revenge by destroying two at least. I think it was three total, and one of the pilots ejected. Um, After that, the Dauntless, Bodazi's uh, battleship, came out of hyperspace, followed shortly by next was Zuda, then Rim, then Jimmy, and uh, Rusty's still not there. So that's how we'll solve that one. Okay, so for the four people who've just arrived, um, let's see. So Zuda, your dad's old Republic cruiser. Um, it's I want to say it's fancy, but it and you can work with me on this one. I'm kind of imagining almost like a what we would say like a 70s vibe or something like that, where it's like who put the shag carpet on this Imperial shuttle? But you get out of
Oh,
hyperspace for
oh no, yeah, it's it's decked out with like random what would be fancy um like like fancy get up for like Rhodian society, so it's a hunter society, so there'd be like trophies and stuff, but none of the stuff that no thing that he actually hunted himself.
I love it. Yeah, I could see a couple of uh I don't know, yeah, heads or bones or something like that. But also like yeah, like a sort of retro throwback color scheme that um yeah, was popular in the days of the old republic. So you come out
Right.
of hyperspace first, sort of in front of most of these different, most of the everyone else. You see. Let me just say that. Um, let's say that Jokaza isn't here either. They're a little bit slower. And to be fair, they both rolled fairly poorly with their astrogation, so it's not really a too big of a fudge there. Um, you see yourself. You've got a yacht on your left, a yacht on your right. The left hand one is Rim's ship. It is the Baudo yacht. It is
Oh
yellow
yeah.
with red trim. Your ship
Go
is
Niners.
Rob. Your ship is picking up as you're getting on your I guess your sensors. You're picking up as a has a diplomat's ping as well as yours does as well. And to your right is a massive ship. This is a giant yacht. Zuda hasn't seen this one, but Katira and
Wait, I imagine we. Oh, I guess we wouldn't have left uh, all at the same time. We came from different um, hyperspace waypoints, right?
yeah, you went to Rhodia and then you came here, whereas Jimmy had to go back to Cloud City, pick up this giant yacht that we took from some pirates who took it from a New Republic, also a New Republic senator, right,
And you
Katira?
just never
Uh,
gave it back to the senator.
He's. I don't think he's alive anymore. Is is that right? It was that pervert.
yeah, nobody ever looked into whether or not he was alive or really much. It was just like, oh, uh, there was not. It was my presumption was that uh kind of the ship was obtained, and then it was like, well, why would I give it back to that guy?
Yep. So
So you didn't really look into it, as best I know. Yeah.
I guess it could be flagged as stolen, but it's also giving off a. Was he a senator? I don't remember, or just a governor.
Um, he was a dignitary from Ariadu.
All right. Well, all three of you have diplomatic codes. So if you decide to make a squadron, I would suggest Senator Squadron or something like that. but I can only imagine Jimmy trying to run this giant yacht ship. Um, Now I don't know if it was the weird sex dungeon we found in it, uh, or it was just the draw of having the biggest ship here. But it is huge.
Okay, so are those uh, yellow ties still attacking Katara's ship? Is that the first thing that I see?
Yeah. So Katira's ship. So I think if we go in the turn order, I think we left it. Katira, did you get one last turn, or uh, I can't remember if you'd taken your last turn and then it would be everyone else's turn when we started. Is that right?
Um, that is, you would know better than me on that. I feel like Boda's ship has shown up. I don't know if everybody else had or not. But
Okay.
I know that it was like right after Boda's ship, I took one basically last shot as they were coming by on this pass, and then it was that way
Good.
we had closed out my turn with theirs. So
All
you
right.
tell,
Perfect.
wherever you want started.
Good. Good. Okay. Then perfect. So normally it'd be Boda's turn next, but here's the thing: Boda's in this giant battleship with a whole bunch of Abyssian pilots who've never piloted or gunned the ship before. So
Anything ambassador.
they're not ready to do anything. They have the shields up, but that's about it. So Zuda, it is your turn. Uh,
Okay, well, I'm assuming Boda is like yelling commands, and then all of the technicians are like
I don't
to
speak your
like commands to
language.
like man the guns and draw firing lines, and then they're like reaching into the lower cabinet and pulling out the manual and flipping pages really fast.
They've been working at this for 2 years, but they're also like, no. Look, we took some time off in there. I had a baby.
All right, so
So what?
I don't know if you have your stats for this ship. So let me actually.
All I know is that it. I'm pretty sure by default it only has 2 laser cannons.
Okay, so I'll post that in there because that's what I was looking at for stats. So, yeah, you'll definitely have your those light laser cannons. So you so it's just like space battle, just like combat on the ground. Um, you could move. You would roll your maneuverability into sort of your if you wanted to do a trick maneuver or you got shot and you want to dodge out of the way, you would add your maneuverability to your pilot skill.
Um,
Holes like your strength, and shields are also like your strength if you have your shields up and angled. So, you might want to move,
yeah,
angle your shields to the front, and take a shot off, and that'd be 2 actions.
if I take actions, does that reduce the amount of dodge that I get as a reaction when they fire at me?
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to angle the shields and move towards Boda's ship.
Okay, got it. So, what is your mechanical, or unless you have starship shields? I got it.
I do have starship shields.
All right. When was last time you rolled this?
Oh no, I just acquired these skills.
Oh, sweet.
I used to just have space transport and repulsor lift, but
That's
now
right.
I spent points on sensors and ship gunning and starship shields.
That's right. Got it. That's right. I forgot. We did all the upgrades last time. Okay. Yeah, so it's totally easy. You put all your shields to the front, um, and feel free to. You should be able to move your ship.
I
You
cannot.
can go 5 squares. No.
Oh wait, no, yes I can. So 5 squares?
Yep. Let me change the value so it's easier. All right. Does that try? Okay, so that's totally perfect. You can move there, and you've got your shields up, angled in front of you. Try using the ruler again, just since you have it. It should now each of the blocks should just be like one space square. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, so Rem, it is your turn. You see.
Got to measure out our space with spaces.
You see. Well, I mean, I guess you don't quite know everyone's ship. Actually, well, you could use the reason. You could deduce that Jimmy's in the ship that you were also in, right? Wasn't Rem? You were there.
Yeah, Rem was there. Yeah, because Rem was the last mission. Pawan was like, "Wait, isn't that my ship?"
And
Also, yeah, I mean, Rem was there, but was he sober?
and so one ship you haven't seen is Zuda's ship, which is an old Republic dignitary ship, and it flies
Casually?
casually, but not too casually. Sort of over across your, I guess, front of your ship down, sort of to the heading towards Bodo's giant ship, the Dauntless. So same thing. So let's pull. I'll give you the stats to the Bodo yacht.
Yeah, the space move of 10. Wow, you got a quick little thing there.
Oh, I'm all about the speed.
Are you looking, David? Are you looking at the one on D6 Holocron?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. I mean, it's a sporting yacht. That's what it says. So a couple of things. Doesn't have high maneuverability. Doesn't have high hull. So it's fast. Not the most maneuverable. And you probably don't want to get shot too much with it.
Won't get shot again.
But you do have 10 squares you can move it. You could angle. You only have 1D of shield, so you can only angle your shield in one direction. But that's an action.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be in space combat when I bought the thing. Otherwise, I would have bought an assault ship.
And you do have a laser cannon, but it is pretty weak. It's okay. This thing's all about upgrading it. And, you do have a friend on Cloud City whose I guess wife runs Bespin Motors.
Oh, nice. Okay. I need to put in a jacuzzi. Is that something she could do?
Well, she wouldn't do it personally. She gets someone to do it. But yeah, they could do it, I guess. It'll be Tabana gas infused.
All right. So, based on what you just said, it makes me feel like. Hold on, let me open the link. It makes me feel like my best course of action is just to fly casual.
Yeah.
Is that an option? Like, have they like? I don't understand why we're fighting these folks. If that makes sense.
Katira doesn't either. They swooped in from the left and swooped here and fired some shots and seemed to be headed to these Gozanti cruisers. You have by far the fast ship. You could, if you wanted to, you could just turn around and fly the other direction, or fly all the way towards
that's a lot of
the
dope.
Dauntless.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. The other thing I'm thinking is maybe I just fly behind this big ship.
Luke's big ship, and here's the thing: they can't fire behind them, so he could fly right past him.
That's what Rem would do. He would fly right past them.
Okay, so you can move for free. Like that's not a hard movement here to make on the ship. It's to just sort of basically like fly underneath them, past them. But you probably also want to angle your shields, and turn your shields on, and move them behind you in case any of them turn around.
That sounds good.
Okay.
How far can I move again? You said 10?
10. Yep.
Yeah, a lot.
10 of these little squares?
Yep. Spaces.
Doesn't feel like...
Now the only
That
thing...
put me like directly underneath them. Or on top of them.
Is that true? Let's see. How far can... Where were you?
I was like back here.
I mean, I guess you can go...
In the middle of them.
I mean, you could do this. Right?
Let me do that. Let me do that. Boom.
And then none of them can... And then if you wanted to... So here... Let's say...
I'm flying right underneath them.
Maybe they won't notice. So here's the thing. So if you want to angle your shield, you have one... so front, back, left, right are... And honestly, they don't do three-dimensional in space, really. I guess we could. That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say top or back probably, right? Because they have to like go past me and then turn around. So probably back.
Yeah.
Would be like the best if there's only those dimensions that you mentioned.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your mechanical. Now,
why are you gonna do this to me, man?
2D plus 1.
I was having such a... Oh, okay.
This should be very easy. I'm setting the difficulty at 5 here. Oh, you do it.
Oh. Whew. Really needed that +1, bro.
Nice. Okay.
But you know, Rem, he's always like floating, like rolling on the skin of his teeth. You know what I mean? Like getting by. That's how he rolls.
Well, I do like that you bought like one of the nicest looking ships here, and it's very fast, but you don't have any of the Rim doesn't have all the skills. It's not like it doesn't have any the pilot skill set. Or
it feels very Rim though to be like, no, I got this, so we're good.
Yeah. Don't worry, it looks nice and goes fast.
That's how Rem rolls, man.
All right, so now it's Jimmy. Jimmy, you see both of your colleagues sort of scatter. You have a luxury 500 yacht. You're I guess.
I posted it on Roll20 for you.
Yeah, same. Me too. I posted in there. You have no guns, and you have Sparky helping you pilot. Otherwise, every roll will be a +5. You do have a very impressive hull of 5D and 3D worth of shields. So while you can't go too far, you could use your shields and make sure that your shields are up and in the direction you want it in, or you can even do like I want to turn around, or you could go forward and pretend like I don't know. This isn't you're not a part of this. This is a busy hyperlane, but really all you can do is move and angle your shields. You can go 4.
If let's see, Jimmy would continue to go forward. He would put the shields up in the direction of whatever the starfighters are headed. TIE fighters are headed.
They're headed this. They started here. They moved here, and they seem to be moving over here to the right to these carriers to be picked up.
Got it. So let's see with Jawa. If Jawa sees their trajectory going that way, he would probably turn the ship. However you turn these things. How do you rotate these things?
You
Rotate.
see it down by. I didn't know what you named it or what people have called it, so I just called it Yada Yacht Face. So if you see where it says that tag, there should be a little.
Let's see it.
Little thing you
Sure.
can move.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Jamie would go straight this direction and put shields up all around on this side over here.
Okay.
So reinforce the shields and move toward, probably towards Boda and everyone else.
Perfect. Go ahead and
Is it?
roll your 40 plus 2 for mechanical. So you have, so to be clear, your ship has 3D worth of shields. So you could put all 3D right here, or you could put like one here and 2D here, but I mean, it makes sense what you're doing. I just want to explain your options, but it makes sense to do all 3D on the. Is this starboard or port, David?
Starboard.
Starboard. You can put 3D on starboard. You just roll 40 plus 2.
All right. 14.
Okay, no problem for you. You're better at angling the shields and doing any sort of piloting than Sparky is, even though he's an astromech droid. He's only marginally better at doing astrogation.
Got it.
Okay. So let's see here. What is... Let me do a quick... Okay, so let me do some quick measurement. This one has no guns. Okay, so they are... Okay, and this whole breach, someone roll a d6 for me. Maybe Katira, if you haven't rolled yet. Let's see. And you were the one that caused the whole breach, so...
1d6. 1.
Ooh. 1
That's good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let's see. So... Okay, that is also good. So basically, it's totally that's good. There's no explosion from the hole breached tie. It just sort of floats. Oops. It just sort of floats past you, and it is totally disabled. So lights go out and just sort of flies randomly through space, leaking coolant. and leaving a trail. And let me put a little thing on it to show that it's. I'll put that fire. There we go. Okay, so that was their entire turn.
Overwhelmed.
It is now Katira. It is your turn.
I am overwhelmed by the support that everyone provided.
It's like
Shut up.
they've all just got their ships for the first time.
I know. No, it's great. I love it. Well, and like, I mean, like Jimmy's like, well, I can't do anything here. I'll just get out of the way.
Well, Jimmy has no guns. What's he gonna do?
I know. Right.
Sparky, shoot out the airlock.
I honestly picture Jimmy like, not again.
Why
like
don't you tell me
jumping
there was
into the
no
hyperspace.
guns?
Yeah. I thought we were going to a luxury planet. What the hell?
All right. I will. So Katira's in the gunwell, and I'll tell her astromech G unit to pursue the ties and head towards the Gozanti and stay to their rear. And then so turn, and then where's the measuring tool? There it is. Wait, what's mine? You know what? I'll just move it 4. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't move very far. And I will take. I'll shoot it. That's that guy at the front that's got red lights. Oh, he's got no guns, huh?
Yeah, he has no guns.
I'll shoot. I'll take 3 shots, and then Katira's gonna hop. She'll take 3 shots and then hop down out of the gun pit, and I would presume, like, kind of at the end of the turn, she'll be able to get to the cockpit and get on comms, but that'll be next turn before she can do anything.
Yeah, you could quickly take off 3 shots and then jump out and run to the seat, but couldn't do anything as a pilot until the next turn.
So gun race 5D plus fire control of 2D is 7, 3 shots, so 5D 3 times. Not great. 13. 14. That's 17. None of that's great.
All right.
Buff up my paint.
Well, okay. Let's see what we so 13, 14, and 17. Let's see. So are you hitting the no guns guy, or just which ones? This one?
Just the kind of the trailing ones. Let's go bottom to top.
Bottom to top. Okay. First one. Miss. Second one.
Yes.
Hit. And third one.
Dang it.
Wow. Okay, you hit one of them. Go
The
ahead.
third one, the pilot, and the rest. That little son of a gun.
This one? No, this is the one you hit.
Yeah. No, I just said the third one's a better pilot.
I do try to mix it up. I like to do different skill levels.
No, it's good.
But I'm at a point now where I feel like it's better for everyone, like, not to reveal how good people are, but I feel like if the rolls go one way or the other, I like you guys to see the rolls, so it's out there in the open for this type of thing. 23 damage. Okay. Well, that didn't go very well for that pilot. Okay, so let's see. Space combat and damage. Here we go. Let's see. So that is more than 16. So destroyed.
Oh, baby.
There you go. All right. So it's everyone else's turn. Boda still can't get his crew together, but let's do one thing for Boda. What do people think Boda would do in this situation?
He would. The first thing he would do would try to intimidate our attackers and throw his authority around.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't shoot guns because he's an ambassador now. So he'd kind of, looks like they got it. He might say something, but he might not. I don't know.
And
He'd probably use comms if anything.
he doesn't have tractor beams. He has 24 heavy turbo laser cannons. And I don't think he would fire wildly because he could hit everyone else. Yeah, I would say he probably does. He probably would make a transmission. All right, so Boda sends out a hail or comms to these ships telling them to stand down. I will roll for Boda. Let's see. So I guess it's either persuasion or intimidation. I'm going to do persuasion, say that he's saying that persuading them not right to attack New Republic dignitaries, and they need to hand themselves in before things go worse for them, or they get whereas it could be a simple misunderstanding they can clear up, or it could be serious jail time. So let's do his persuasion. 30. Almost heroic. Well, we'll see what happens on their turn. Okay, so Zuda, it is your turn. If you want to do anything, all good, or we could speed through the rest of the turns because there seems like they're going to try to just escape.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be firing at any of them.
Okay.
I'll just keep making my way towards the big ship, our big ship.
Downtown?
Safety of the big ship.
Making my way downtown.
Great. Rim, do you want to do anything, or do you want to just also keep going?
Rem didn't even notice the attackers. He's cruising on home.
He is flying too casual.
Did Rem look at any of the ships as he passed? Like, I presume that he'd probably recognize the mining guild. He's never seen Katira's ship.
Oh, right. Rem, how closely are you looking at these ships?
Rem is cruising, man. He's not thinking about this. You guys are overthinking what Rem would think.
Katira's got a giant, I don't know how big, logo of the House Calypso on this ship. I don't even know if he would think about this being a Tapani ship or a Katira or anything.
Interesting. Huh.
Also very Rim. Interesting. Huh. Oh, well. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I think you might try to hail Katira's ship.
Go for it. It's your turn. You can do that if you want.
And then he would say something like, "You're a little far away from home, aren't you?"
Oh. Oh. That's not a very nice thing to say.
And then definitely he would laugh at Katira being in the ship. Because, of course, Katira gets up to, like, nonsense all the time. Like, why does she have this ship? I don't know. And then, oh, it's you, Katira. Well, I'll race you to Tapani.
It's not the planet. Not even a planet. Right. What?
Wait, isn't she? She's coming to House Massetti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Then I'll race you to House Massetti.
I can deal with beating you at a race later on. Right now, I got something to do.
Making excuses early, I see.
Perfect. Jimmy, what are you gonna do? Just Jimmy along?
Jimmy's gonna keep cruising along. He doesn't want to get shot, so he's gonna keep that shield up, and he's gonna start moving the shield toward the back of the ship just in case. So maybe put like I don't know, 1 die here and 2 here, so we can still keep the side. Or this actually no, I'll put more on the back side this time because they're still flying forward. So
Okay.
put more on the back side here and 1 over here.
Okay, go ahead and roll your perfect.
12 this time.
That's still fine. Not a problem for you.
Cool.
Okay, great. All right. So the remaining ships. Let's see. Just want to see if they can. Oh, can't make it. Can any of them get there? No, but they can get pretty close. Okay. Back at the top of the turn, Katira, do you want to do anything now that they're this close to the Gozanti cruisers, or?
Yeah, I want to have the droid open a comm channel with Gozanti and start a scan on I'll tell him, I don't know, I guess open a comm channel with and scan the top one.
Okay, so you're gonna roll your sensors, yeah?
Yeah. And Katira will bring the shields to the front end of the ship because they were on the back. So the droid's sensors, it's mechanical, right?
Yeah.
What kind of sensors is this?
This should
question.
be focus.
Okay, focus 40 plus 2D 60. So there's the droid sensors. 24. And field is just mechanical as well. So here's 40. So 24 for the scan and 13 to bring the shields to the front.
Okay. So
And
And are you just scanning like to get like specific information about them, or like just who they are, or
Yeah, so I want him to scan the ship and observe kind of the engine info. Like I want to know if the ship seems like it's going to be powering up to leave, and I want anything that's being pulled to be saved so that I know this ship or can provide data on the ship later.
okay, so you can do all that, no problem. So the Gozantis are ready to go. I mean, you could even see it just based on the engines, like the ships themselves the Gozantis are ready to take off. You got
Right.
their serial numbers, and they are checking out as mining guild ships, not not as anything else, or anything unexpected. They're coming back as, and you'll have those serial numbers themselves.
So, question: these ties are real close. They're very obviously going to be docking on these ships
Mm-hmm.
at this point. And so, would you say that Katira will have one more turn before the ships depart, or will it be like they could depart before, like within a couple seconds, kind of a thing? That's the
Unless one of the pilots really screws up, they're going to take off immediately, and they might even leave a pilot behind. Like they're ready to go. It's almost suspicious how ready to go they are.
all right. So I'll on the comm, I'll just say, attention, Gozanti freighter. You're currently loading ties that fired upon a vessel that was clearly bearing the insignia representing House Calypso. You're ordered to power down engines and await boarding for inspection and retrieval of the pilots of those ties. Any attempt to flee will be considered evidence of being complicit in this attack.
Okay, so you're gonna roll your con.
I mean, all that's true, but yeah.
From a certain point, I mean,
I didn't say anything that was false. You fired on a ship clearly bearing House Calypso logo.
right. Well, okay, but you do not sound like a House Calypso. Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know if they. I mean, I've been using your accent to be like that as a Zeltronian accent.
No, that's fair. That's a 26 5 on the special.
Okay. We'll see if they do anything on their turn.
All right. And well, how about could I? Would it be like holding an action, or like if the ties, if they don't begin to power down, could I hold an action to watch the ties?
You mean
To try and take one shot off before they exit into hyperspace?
like one? You would just want to shoot one tie as they go?
No, I want to shoot at the Gozanti.
I mean, I think so. If they all dock, the Gozantis will be using their action next turn to go.
Yeah, so I guess it. Yeah, so I mean, like if they don't begin powering down, I want to basically kind of like be holding that to shoot. If Katira makes it to her next turn, it would be she'll take it at her next turn. But if not, I guess I would take it at the as another action on this turn. Would that be possible?
Well, I mean, you could shoot now at a minus because of your persuasion, but you'd have to run back to the gunwale, right?
Nope, I'm shooting from the co-pilot seat.
Okay,
I'm
so
not shooting a
you
quad laser.
You could shoot now if you wanted to, but if they leave next turn, it's on their turn. They're leaving.
Okay, so she's gonna fire if they don't begin to power down their engines in response to that comm. How about that?
All right. Well, I mean, they're not going to react until it's their turn. So, I mean, you could just, if you want to just fire on them, you could.
You know what? Why not? No. Oh, trying to represent people. the right way thing. Rem, be my conscience. Should I shoot this or not?
Well, I mean, you stated your intent, and it's like, police, get on the ground, and they don't get on the ground.
Wow,
What are
that
you
makes me
doing?
sound like a really
Yeah,
mean
I
cop.
think Katira is definitely like, oh, I warned this person and they didn't listen. I'm clearly in my rights to shoot them.
Mm. That's a 20, and Jordan, this is a turbo laser. So I think the Gozanti's at starfighter scale, and so if it is maneuvering as its act, then it can dodge it. Otherwise, you know what I mean? Sorry, since it's capital scale weapon, they get plus 60 if they use that to try and dodge it, or they can just try and see if I hit them. I don't know.
Oh, right. So that's a capital scale. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
Starfighter.
yeah, so he gets like the plus 6 or 70 or whatever to dodge if he's using his maneuver to try and dodge the turbo laser.
But if but if he dodges, it'll okay. It could slow down this person leaving. They are not going to. So you shot a 20.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, and so it's capital, so it's going to be what, +3 damage. Or
the
+4.
13D plus 1 against starfighter scale, 60 plus 2 against capital is what the ship notes say.
Crazy. Yes, that'll pretty much kill. Let's see. I'll roll for it. Okay, this one chooses not to dodge. So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll your. I mean, you would hit it at a 20, so go ahead and roll your damage.
It started an international incident. 42. He's got what? Oh,
All right, so let's take a look at the damage on this one. Oh, so you hit for exactly 16. Which one were you aiming for?
bottom one.
Okay, that one is exploded.
Don't scuff a paint.
Okay, does anybody want to do anything else, or is everybody content to? You can even dock with Boda ship. There's a small docking bay. I think
Yeah.
everyone would fit except for Jawa Jimmy.
I feel like Jimmy is like like everybody else is in these like nice kind of, I mean, like yacht almost for Rem, and then Jimmy's driving like the cruise liner.
He's got the Carnival cruise
Mer, mer. What's that noise? Oh, it's just Jimmy and his yacht.
Yachts. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, so they are. The remaining ships are going to dock. But the cruiser, it doesn't take off and go to hyperspace. It just sort of moves over this way and starts moving a little bit. So their space is only 5. And it's heading closer towards the planet now. You now see there is an alert. It's set off an alert that you all are picking up right now. So it is back to Katira.
Oh, that went a little bit more off than I was expecting. Uh, I'll calm the other Gozanti. Gozanti cruiser, prepare to be boarded. To surrender your pilots. That's it.
All right. No response from the cruiser. And are you going to pursue or?
Yeah, she kind of moved towards it, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of holding. Now I'm not. I'm not going to shoot at it yet.
Okay. Okay, so it kind of seems like we're now in a little bit of a holding pattern, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're just going to follow it for a while. The rest of the characters are.
Started an international incident.
Dude, Rem is out of there, man. He's trying to win this race, dude.
Okay, let's see. Okay. So what ends up happening is, it moves closer to the planet. It moves closer towards one of sort of the busier hyperlanes, and it has this alert that's going off, and you see. Let's see, a number of vulture droids. So these are like the ships that were in the prequel that the droid armies used. But they seem to be painted like Fondor colors. Okay. So these Fondor patrol ships, one of them sort of docks with this ship, and these two ship hails you, asking you to stand down and prepare to be led to a docking bay, so that as the local authorities, they can sort of meet with you and figure out the next steps. I'm paraphrasing that because it's all sort of like, I didn't want to do a droid voice.
Yeah. All right. I'll ensure that all weapons are powered down and comply with the authorities, and I'll also raise a little bit of like, that ship fired upon me and is harboring ties. Well, those ties fired upon me, and that ship is harboring pilots that attacked my vessel. And I will leave it at that and follow him in.
All right. So the droids don't have any sort of response for that.
I presume that it gotta get to some human at some point.
Okay, you will. Now I'm trying to do one thing and it just is not showing up. This thing. I quickly fixed your ship so it has the symbol on it so you can see what it looks like, but I'm having trouble finding it. Let's see.
So many icons on Roll20.
I have too many icons.
Rem, we still got a party to go to here. Just saying. Don't
Okay. So let's fast forward this a little bit. What ends up happening is, everyone docks with Boda's ship. Boda's ship goes really slow, and then they realize, okay, if there is a planet where you could bring a giant ship like this, sort of down into the atmosphere, and it like having adequate docking services, Fondor is one of those planets. So you don't have to sort of leave it in the atmosphere if you don't want to. I'm going to have Boda say that he probably doesn't want to leave a warship sort of circling around the planet. Everyone else, your ships, you can either have your own docking bays, or you can keep your ship on Boda's. However you want it, just let me know. And as either you get out of your own docking bay or as you exit Boda's ship, the Dauntless, protocol droids sort of greet you, and they want to take you to meet with the New Republic Senator of Fondor, and they ask you to follow them. I'll assume people say yes unless they don't want to. Katira, you have a different story. You are brought to a high security docking bay. You meet with a number of officials who take your story. They are not super happy. They explain that the story the Mining Guild officials gave them was they received orders which potentially were faulty to fire on your vessel, and they didn't have any comms, so they weren't able to communicate with you. Faulty comms. Now they seem to, even though that story seems a little ridiculous, they seem to really support the Mining Guild and see you as someone who just blew up a helpless Gozanti cruiser. Whether that's actually the truth or not, which I guess it could be from a certain point of view, but the ties definitely shot you. They do not seem happy or like you at all. And as they start to sort of make a case against you, a protocol droid comes and mentions that the senator wants to see you, and the security, while unhappy, say they'll keep an eye on you.
Keep an eye on me. You absolutely. My astromech has all of the information from everything that happened. I've even expected their ship to see if they've got faulty comms. You know what? Why bother? I'm sure that they could have fabricated the damage by this point. Like, I'm done a fantastic bang up job here. Should have just blown them both up. Wouldn't have been a problem for me at this point.
Jordan, does Rem have any power here? Can I step in?
You not really. I mean, you might think you do.
Okay.
I mean, I think Rim would think so. And so here's the thing about Tapani and the Fondorians. So they do have some similar customs as the Tapani. But they also have it's kind of like a mishmash of older Republic values, but sort of mixed up with Tapani because they're kind of in the middle of both. Their dealings with the Tapani have been up and down. The Tapani rely on them heavily for their ships, but the Tapani also look down on them, and I think I think Rim would probably think that they are people who would might want to be Tapani secretly, and that's why they may be rude to you. It's jealousy. That would be probably Rim's thought.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna step in then.
Well,
what seems to be the problem here?
Well, the thing is, he's in a separate high security docking bay, or she is.
How would I not have access to that? I'm freaking Rem. I'm like the I'm like the king.
So you could ask the protocol droid where they took her.
Hey, protocol droid. What's taking her so long? What's taking Katira so long?
I believe she's been detained by the local authorities after the destruction of that mining guild vessel.
Ah, Katira. Where's she being held?
Classic Katira. Always in jail. The droid would assume it would be local detaining quarters. They can, while they insist that they really must take you to see the senator. They could try to do a quick pit stop, but the droid says that the senator has summoned Katira as well, so most likely you'll see her soon.
I say the senator can wait. And now I'm gonna go help Katira out
Wait.
of the jam.
Wait, how would you know that they're in a jam?
Wait, because he said that she's been detained.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
the person who would most have the authority to get them out of the jam would probably be the senator.
Yeah, but that's not how Rem would think.
Or would Rim demand that the senator get her out? Would Rim talk to the local police?
I mean, if Rem thinks he has his own authority to swing around and get her out, I think he'd do that, right? Because if you recall, he owes her a lot of credits.
Oh,
So if he saves her, maybe that could sweeten that deal a little bit.
But if she goes to jail and never gets out, you never have to pay those credits.
I did think about that as well, but Rem's an honest man. It wouldn't look good. It wouldn't look good. She lends me a ton of credits and then immediately gets detained. Wouldn't look good.
Okay. The protocol droid asks if everyone else wants to go or if they want to go to see the senator. Your choice. Boda is having some trouble getting the Dauntless docked, so he will meet up with people later.
It's like that SpongeBob meme, They're trying to back it up. You're good. You're good. You're good. Just scraping across the side.
How are we doing over there? A lot of sparks. Yeah, I feel like him taking a crew that has never flown the ship before sort of makes this seem sort of plausible. Also, most of those people, the Kepri, don't speak basic. So there's going to be either translators or people who don't understand what the commands are at all. Okay. So are people going to go with Rim as he demands to be taken to the local detainment center?
Yeah, I guess we can go.
Are you going to bring Sparky as well?
Of course.
This gets better every moment.
Okay. Well, I did not prepare a map for this, so give me a minute.
Guys, you're all in jail, and that's where Boda finds you.
Yeah, what's going on with this character?
Now let's see here. I think
Actually, as a follow-up, would Jimmy even know what's going on with the situation with Katira, other than that she got in trouble? I think that he put two and two together. But would he have any idea of what's happening as far as like what Rem knows, or would Rem have told Jimmy like, "Hey, we're gonna go see Katira in jail"?
Well, I think you all would have heard the protocol droid explaining what was going on. So
Yeah. we'll just time to get the bail money. Where's Jukasa when you need him? People.
You know what? Jokasa should be a lawyer. Like, he could go to the school of Jim Scrimshaw and be like a Better Call Saul type lawyer. I think that would be right up his alley. Plus, we get into so many scrapes. It would be nice to have a lawyer on retainer.
Just busting out his badge whenever he feels like it. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm a lawyer here.
Wait, what lawyers get badges? Is that a thing?
Yeah, actually, so yeah, certain lawyers do have actual badges. Yeah, so I think it's in Japan they do.
All right, here we go. Almost.
The senator wants to see you so that you can say sorry to all of the wives and children of the mining guild people that are dead.
Okay, here we go. I can't believe I was able to get this together. So I don't really have any of the... Okay. All right, almost here. Let's see.
And I feel like this ends up with Rama and Katira both like just all right. We'll meet the senator. Fine, senator. This guy's not a part of the New Republic. What's going on here?
Okay. Just load, baby. Okay, here we go. This is just
Making you some work on the fly, huh?
yeah.
They shot first.
Yeah, except I don't know why it's all blurry. Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
You know, I apologize. I should have just blown up the other ship. Wouldn't have been a problem.
You really should have. Still not sure why you didn't, but hey.
Like a Rem and Katira sitting in jail next to each other conversation. How's the new ship handle? You like it? It work out well?
Could use a jacuzzi though.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you should have enough credits. You can put one in.
Well, let's see how well I do with the tables.
That's how you're gonna get this money back that you owe me.
Yep. 100% the plan.
Oh, and How's the droid?
Oh, that's great. Kind of quiet. Not much of a drinking buddy.
That's fair.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Rock. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yep.
Yep.
I fully expect to get my ship back in a timely manner.
Okay, so everyone drag their character up here at the very top.
I am zooming in.
Purple blood.
Wait, where do I see my character?
I'm pretty sure y'all got no hair. It's the whole thing, huh? It's a good look. You look good. You look good. Like it?
Yep. So that's the thing about Fondor. Fondorians don't have hair. Hairless people.
Oh, like Zuda can imagine the horror.
Suspect is hairless. I repeat, hairless.
I should probably scale myself smaller.
I'm putting on some weight there, Zuda.
I'll be alright.
Got a slight case of gigantism. No, it's fine. Okay, so these are just standard. They're all officers of the law here. You see a whole bunch of K-series droids. You know what? The Fondorians don't update classics. They work well. They do what they need them to do. The only difference is instead of the Empire's logo, they've got big old Fondor things on them. So Katira, I'm gonna move you down here. You're at this weird little table thing. Wait a second. You know what this map is? You know what this map is,
No.
everyone?
No.
Oh wait, it's the tables.
Yeah, it's the tables from Andor.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
You
but
just found this in a set of.
yeah, that's a Patreon I subscribe to for maps. And I didn't realize it says it's a workshop, but I was like, it looks like a prison. Now I'm like, wait a second, I know what this workshop is. Okay, but imagine these weird things that are places to sit. Imagine they're actual tables and not the things that they're building. Okay, so you are being aggressively questioned by these two law officers. There's a couple of other people milling about. You can see these security droids securing things. And other people are just doing paperwork and doing, what they need to get done. You can't see what's back here, so unless things go crazy, that's what's there. I'll put Rim over here. Should be able to move your character. And we got Jawa Jimmy as well, who is by far the biggest for some reason.
Only in his dreams.
Oh, and I forgot we gotta put Sparky here. Can you move Jawa Jimmy?
I'm telling you, officer. Officer, is that the right title? I gave you everything I got. They showed at me, clearly identified vessel, and then they attempted to run away after their initial sortie was unsuccessful. Is it illegal to defend yourself? I mean, according to the New Republic laws, not that I know of.
So
And
Rem's definitely gonna walk in and be like, "Who's in charge here?"
so yeah, and that's just the conversation Katira's having. She's just like, all right, yeah, no, I get it. They claim their whole thing, and this is kind of obviously obvious favoritism on your part, but I mean, I'll play along. I got it. I'm in trouble.
Who's in charge here?
All right. This person stands up, says, takes a quick look and says, "What can I do you for?"
I gesture over to Katira and say, "Why is my friend being held here?"
Well, your friend killed at least 6 people.
And I gesture to the rest of us and I say,
The defense rests. God damn it. That is a good reason.
"No, I gesture to all these people. Everyone saw the other ship shot first."
The ship that got blown up, the mining guild ships that all got blown up, and her ship that is still in one piece.
They missed.
Time now to be successful.
They missed.
No, I want the mining guild to pay for repairs for new paint on my ship.
Did they actually hit your ship?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, well, there will be carbon scoring. There's going to be evidence on there.
Carbon scoring.
There's gonna be
can
flight
from
logs.
anything.
That ship, it's just delivered full in repairs to me. No. All right, great. I'm
Well,
glad that we're in. You know what?
here's the thing.
All right, yeah.
We would.
Nothing to make.
I'd love to just throw you into one of the cells back there and leave you there. But we've got a message from the senator. So I guess this is another perk of being a part of the New Republic. But it seems like, you are free to leave for now, but you'll be under surveillance while you're on the planet.
What's your name?
And you'll have my ship transferred to the proper docking bay.
Yeah, we'll get started on that paperwork right away.
Paperwork. My ship held up here. There'll be a lot more than a mining guild ship to pay. This is absolute ludicrous.
Yeah, well, save it for the grieving families of the 6 people you killed. And my name is Chief Bienvenu.
Sorry, that's not a funny name. I just thought of a joke in my head.
Yeah, well, nobody's smiling in here.
Glad that we are on a planet that values self-defense. I should have just, let myself die. Then it'd be okay. Because the mining guild, I'm sure that they'd be completely, relieved of all responsibility for any wrongdoings or any accidental deaths that occurred from. Like, what kind of a message tells someone to shoot at someone else over a planet after freshly arriving there when the Fondor Traffic Authority clearly identified my vessel? You know what? I'm done with this. Fine. I just want my ship back at the end of this. I'm leaving.
All right. So this message is straight from the sender, so we don't have any say in this right now. But again, we'll keep our eyes on you, and that droid back there.
Off to an auspicious beginning.
I don't know. Rem's pretty mad that his presence didn't just solve the situation. So I'm gonna stew for a little bit.
Gonna
I
throw
feel like
you,
people should respect Rem more, man.
throw your glove.
Yeah, like they should just check his whole vibe and be like, "Oh shit, this guy's in charge. Let
Hey,
me back down."
you could roll your. I mean, this would be like double heroic, but you could roll your con or persuasion. What was the one you got? Social bullying or something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember what we called it. Hold on, let me pull it.
Social influence.
Yeah, social influence. 5D. That's a lot of D, man. Rem's got a lot of D.
All right. Well, if you, there's really
Oh. Well, that's not great.
no, not a 13. Yeah, he's not impressed with your swag or drip. Well, maybe the drip. Okay. Well, I'm glad I spent almost as much time building this as we got to use it. But here's the thing. I'm glad I built it because maybe maybe you'll come back here.
At this rate. All right, I'm just gonna smooth roads from now on.
All right. So now that everyone, feel free to grab your character and put them right here in the atrium. So one of the protocol droids.
Wait, sorry, you said where? Oh, over there.
Yeah, on the far right.
Wait, I'm a little bit confused on where to grab my character from.
The third tab, the little book looking thing. You should have a thing that says Rem, and you can drag the name onto the screen, and it'll put the character there.
Oh, okay. Wait, that didn't work. Oh. The place where I opened the character sheet from?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, I think it's the third, the middle, or the book icon. I don't know. My view is a little different than yours. You should see your character's name in the icon.
Yeah, no, I see characters, and I see Rem's icon, but I can't drag him over. And when I click it, it just goes to my character sheet.
You should be able to, that whole row you should be able to click.
Is it click and drag? Oh, there. It looks like you can't actually do it with the icon. I got him though.
Okay.
You have to do like the tile or something. It's weird.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you're brought up to sort of this amazing atrium. You're Ram. You feel better. This feels way more high society. And the thing that everyone has sort of realized, very clean. Lots of droids. Not that many people for like. You all are in Fondor City, which is the capital of Fondor. It is the most the city. The planet itself is a city planet, so it's completely covered or all connected by cities. There are areas that aren't a city, but all the cities on the world are connected to each other. So you're on a high-rise area. The droids brought you here, and you see this individual looks like a Fondorian because totally hairless, with two other protocol droids. So he sees you all approaching and waves you over. So he says, "Welcome, friends. I had this whole speech planned out, but the incident coming in planet has thrown a bit of a wrench into it. We'll circle back to that at the end, but really, just let me introduce myself. I'm Senator Pere Jureau. And I'm here and not on Coruscant due to the upcoming delegation between the Free Worlds and Fondor. You know, it's getting interesting here. We have delegates from Giju and the Tapani attending. And he does a little nod to Rim. And then says, Cal didn't tell me exactly why you and this delegation are coming. We're coming. And I think that is also probably the reason why Boda Z isn't here. An ambassador bringing a warship and with an ill-trained crew sort of docking here. I think the worst offense is actually that it's built by the Kawati instead of the Fondor Shipyards. Regardless, I'm really here to get you all familiar with our customs and our leaders so we don't cause the New Republic any further embarrassment. I'll also loan you one of my protocol droids who can answer very specific questions regarding Fondor as a planet and as a culture. And let me do a couple of introductions to some of the people here on the planet itself. We have a couple of days before the gala starts, so I'm not sure if you're here for that, but let me talk about some of the important people here, and then we could talk about what I can do to cool over this mining guild incident. But first,
This whole situation was very suspicious. How did they even know? That's such a strange coincidence that they start firing on people as soon as we arrive.
Yeah, that's not their typical MO. I'm going to give you the contact of our local, well, I say local, but he is the head of the mining guild on Fondor City, which de facto is the guild leader on Fondor. I gotta warn you, he's not Fondorian, and he says it as sort of a, distaste, but not horribly, just a warning. And he's more interested in playing cards or drinking these days. His name is Waltram. Waltram Bellix. Anyways, here's his contact information. And the name of the establishment he frequents is called Labacas.
Sorry, what was the place again?
Labacas.
Is that a
It's an old Fondorian word.
lava?
Cas.
Okaz. I thought there was an X at the end.
But it is a somewhat notorious place, not a place like this. Let's just say that. And he sort of gestures around to the atrium. The other, so he says, let me guess here. So, Cal, you're working for Cal, and Cal sort of sent you to this area. What most people are thinking is that you are here on behalf of the New Republic to investigate why the Fondor shipyards have been so slow to deliver the Nadiri Starhawks. So, thinking about that, our shipyard leader, his name is Alard Perdieau, he leads the shipyards, and I don't know if he's looking for you or trying to hide from you, but he might be, if you're investigating that, he might be the person to go to next. So, what does bring you to Fondor, and what can I help you with?
Well, we were sent here by New Republic General. What was his name again? Or was it Senator?
Calamas, the senator of New Aldrin, head of numerous special committees. He likes to do that kind of thing. Not me.
The question why we're here? The
Yeah.
question?
Yep. He's asking.
Just want to have a good presence in the Connie sector. Sort of been a rough day so far.
Right. Don't worry. We have lawyers on retainer. And I think, once we get all the flight logs, this whole mess should be exonerated. But you could also go talk to the guild leader. But I don't think you came here to take on the mining guild yourself.
No, I mean, if there's such a problem, it appears that I've got the ship to do it. But just looking to to foster. Unfortunately, I haven't been very successful so far, but to foster goodwill between Bonnie and the New Republic.
Well,
Um,
there are those who
another-
despise the mining guild. So,
Yeah, but apparently the mining guild doesn't like House Calypso very much.
well, I try not to get too involved in Tapani politics. But I will say, if you are here to help with the delegations, feel free to take a day or two, enjoy yourselves here in Fondor, and meet me the day before the delegations, and I'll have ways that you could potentially assist the New Republic's interests.
So, there was an incident before we came here. A couple of your sensor arrays throughout the sector kind of mysteriously had issues. Any information as to why? I know that you'd received massive ion blasts shortly prior.
Yes,
But
I
that's about
do
no.
remember something along those lines. Um, you know, it was something that was brought up. I also remember that something similar happened a couple of years before that, so it didn't seem totally out of the blue. Is this something you're investigating for Calamas?
I I know these fellas, but I'm not actually directly here for Calamos. You know, I if I was a port representative in the New Republic coming in and just shooting ships out of the sky space, where I'm actually just kind of here to explore the world and I mean, while I'm here, might as well foster goodwill. Not doing too well at that so far, but trying to have a have a look around, see what the flight sector's all about. I've heard so much about it. It's always been such great news. And the free worlds and Fondor, just outstanding reputation.
Well, frankly, I wish I had known that before I used my clout to free you from prison. But now the damage is done, you now are representing the New Republic's interests here.
Guess I'll have to keep a better handle on my actions and not just shoot at people that shoot at me anymore. Got it.
We'll have lawyers, to take care of this first strike. Let's not try to create strikes 2 and 3. Not because we play a sport with strikes. It's actually an old saying. We call strikes beers here, and you don't want to drink 3 beers. before going to work. That's where the saying comes from on Fondor.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like strike two is probably a pretty risky one there.
Ah, well.
Now, how many whiskeys can you drink before work?
Oh, you. Well, I mean, I guess you'd find out if you went to La Vacas. But here is, let me just talk to you about some of the other people. The only individual I haven't mentioned is so Fondor works as a separate sort of guild that runs the planet. And the current leader is Zanette Ermison. She's younger. She's very popular. She comes from a wealthy family, and she's made several decisions that have really benefited Fondor in the last couple of years since coming to the New Republic. She will be at and she'll be one of the key players in the delegation with the Free Worlds. So while you probably won't meet her, she's also one of the sort of leaders on this planet. Well, she's the leader of the planet. But we have plenty of things to sort of take up your time while you're here. You can tour our shipyards. We have, vast shopping areas for weapons, equipment, ships. We have, fancy wineries. We have, we have places where you can relax as well.
Mm.
Yeah, well, so Protocol Droid gonna drill us on. So to be clear, you're not. I mean, I'm not from here, obviously, but you're not Tapani sector, right? Like this is you're kind of like on the border, and I mean, like, what would you're New Republic, and you'd like to stay New Republic, I presume.
So you're asking what our angle will be with some of these discussions, right?
Yeah, I mean, just well, on your general relations with the rest of the your neighboring sector, the Tapani. There, my understanding is that you're not quite a part of them, and that forgive my language here, but it sounds like they're kind of taken as a bunch of bantha fodder over there, like they don't treat you too well, and you're more or less independent in a lot of ways. But the free worlds represent a major voice within the Tapani sector at the same time, almost as powerful or more powerful than any individual house or many individual houses. Some houses are a little bit louder than others.
Yeah. So there's a lot to unpack there, and there's centuries of differences between our different peoples. But we have no interest in joining with any of the houses. We enjoy a very beneficial relationship with the New Republic, and I'm speaking as the senator of the New Republic. I would, the support for both myself, our planetary leader, and sort of how we run our business here, is all more dependent on being a part of the New Republic. We were one of the first planets to leave the Empire after the Battle of Yavin. Granted, our Tapani friends were as well, but we actually joined up for the New Republic shortly afterward. And what we like to do here is build ships that help sustain the balance of power in the galaxy, and that's what we want to do. And we don't feel as as Fondorians, we could sort of maintain that if we were sort of consumed with other parties. So while it is interesting to have talks with the free worlds, I would be very surprised if there was support to actually join them.
It's on Fondor's interest or the New Republic's for you to join the free world. Speaking of balance of power between the Zapani, have you noticed any shifts in balance of power in the sector in recent months?
I have, and I think I know what you're hinting at, and this might not be the best time to sort of talk about that in the consequences. I'm going to, just for everybody's sake, I'm going to show a picture of this sector that everyone's in. This just might be helpful. So here is this blue one at the very bottom, sort of the main hyperspace lane that goes through everything. And all of this area where it's just kind of circled in, it's kind of boxed in. There's not hyperspace routes out. But it is this vastly populated area with tons of habitable planets that has sort of been cut up between different houses between the different Tapani factions. It's called they call it the Expanse. And then here is the Free Worlds region, and you see at the very edge of it is Fondor. And then for other references, there's Thyfera, and that's probably the only other one that people would recognize.
Yeah.
But I believe what you're talking about will change the trajectory of the Tapani people. I think there will be interesting developments. That's what I'll leave it at. It is, and he'll say, I think it is one of the worst secrets in this region. But you know the Tapani, they're not going to do anything unless it's big and with purpose. So there's probably they're probably planning some sort of event around this.
It was not too big and with too much purpose.
Well, maybe your friend would know better than I, but well,
Seem to have too many around here.
He was motioning to Rim, but
Oh,
If we were to visit the shipyards, who should we talk to?
wow,
Alard Perdieau.
You should meet with Alard Perdieau. He is the one who, I think he's going back and forth between wanting to meet with you and potentially trying to hide himself in work because he thinks you're here about the slow production of the Nadiri Starhawks that the New Republic has commissioned.
But he also would be the one to talk to about whether or not they've seen any Star Destroyers recently.
You say Star Destroyers.
Yes, we spotted a uh, uh, Imperial Remnant Star Destroyer in a recent action, and we suspect it might have been serviced on this planet, and we're we're also investigating.
I think that Alard Perdieau would be very interested to hear that, because right now the only Star Destroyers that we have coming in here are to be decommissioned and turned into Dairy Starhawks, or are partially taken apart already. So I think he would be very interested to hear that you come looking for a Star Destroyer.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, considering he may have worked on them before.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. But make sure you do bring that up with him.
And these vertical droids gonna follow us everywhere, or like, can I tell them to stand outside if I could use the bathroom or something?
Yeah, absolutely. They are not here to spy on you. They are here to help you and stop you from getting into any more trouble. Stop you from having that third drink before you start work.
I'd like to avoid the second if possible, so I guess it's not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, on Fondor, we generally start work around midday and then work for, I don't know, half hour, 2.5 hours. And then we, go to a late lunch. Maybe return to work, maybe we don't. Sort of
I was
is.
thinking that you'd be like Space France, but here you are sounding like Space Spain.
What'd you say? Space what?
I was thinking that this sounded like Space France, but now it sounds a lot like Space Spain. We start work in the middle of the day, then we think it's siesta right away. Oh, I guess the free world's neighbor, the Tapani, and if the Tapani are French, then the free world would be Spain.
I did draw on some very specific European names and ideals for a lot of the people you'll meet. Okay.
Oh, well, I appreciate the welcoming, and I mean, any recommendations on where I can go to stay out of your radar, or how to know who the cops are that are trailing me, because they said that they're going to keep an eye on me, and last thing I need is to end up in a fight with them.
Yeah, the cops here won't. Our peacekeeping officers won't be following you in person. They'll be sending some of their droids. You're gonna see that a lot of normal functions here are controlled by droids. We have a population. We have a planet covered in cities. Yet our population is only somewhere around 5 billion. We do this by automating everything.
Fair, yeah, yeah. Beautiful planet so far. Yeah, outside of the prison interrogation area, it's great.
Well, yeah, you have not seen any of our good side yet. You've seen the mining guild and you've seen the prison. So, I would suggest you have still have a good chunk of the day here. Feel free to visit any of those places where people have mentioned. You can stay here in sort of one of the ambassadorial suites each of you obviously will have a room. You could rent your own area, or you could stay on your ships if that's something you're into.
Might be. Senator, I do have to disagree with you. After meeting you, I'm sure I've seen the best that Fondor has to offer. Thank you very much.
See, that's why you represent the New Republic. I'm seeing it now.
I hate Gallimos so much.
Okay, so it was really up to what do you guys want to do now?
Well, we have the lead with the Star Destroyer.
You did?
Didn't he mention a bar?
He did.
So the mining guild, that's Walter,
Waltram.
Frequency, Waltram. I'm gonna call him Walter because I want to establish the most negative reputation with the mining guild possible.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, you have Waltram Bellix, who is at Labacas. He is the mining guild boss, and he spends most of his time gambling and drinking. You also have the shipyards leader. You have Alard Perdieau, who is generally in one of the shipyards, which you could either take a skyhook to or shuttle up to one of their to the shipyard he's on. There's at least 4 major shipyards circling the planet that are all sort of connected to each other.
yeah. So our goals, as a reminder, are to develop an understanding of their power dynamic in this sector, investigate the missing Star Destroyer, and be exemplary representative of and promote the interests of New Republic.
Doing great.
Katira is off to a good start.
I know Cal's got to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so glad she resigned. Oh, well, actually, let's take a quick pulse check. None of you actually work for the New Republic. None of you are employed by the New Republic, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, no one here is.
Although we're all, or well, I don't know if all of us are. Did Rem and Zuda get invited to the council?
What council?
I don't think so.
The
I
council.
don't think Rem's in any councils, bro. I don't think he
Yeah, I
has
think
that
that was
kind
right
of,
before.
I don't think he wants that kind of responsibility, and I don't think people would give him that kind of responsibility. Maybe the council to find the best whiskey in the galaxy, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, I'd like to form a special committee here.
I like how none of us are with the New Republic because I think Boda is the only one from the team who's actually with.
So Boda. I think you're right, Jordan. I think Boda's the only one that's officially New Republic.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's asked people to be a part of a council that is not officially sanctioned by, I mean, it's working with the New Republic, but not in an official recognized by the government capacity. So officially, the only person who is in like a position of power or responsibility with the New Republic is Boda. Everyone else has quit or never signed up. So.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I think you guys have to figure out what you want to do.
Sounds like we got Zuda leading the party to go to the shipyards and Rem leading the party to go to the bar.
Well, let's not split the party. That's never a good idea. But I will say that if we do decide to go to the bar, it's really important that we don't pick a fight, considering that we're already in the middle of some kerfuffle with them that is
I
being
didn't think I
investigated
was
by
going to
the
do that.
authorities, and then it like okay, they show up. Supposedly, either they shot at us or we shot at them. The government doesn't know which story is true, and then the very next thing we do is go assault them in a bar. That's not going to look very good with us.
I have to ask a little question here.
But Zuda,
Wouldn't
they shot first.
I love how Zuda's like,
I-
okay, nobody asked me to step up and be.
The adult in the room.
I was gonna say, well, it's like, because Zuda's dad was a old Republic senator, so I was like, let me put on my diplomacy hat.
This is a dumb question. You know, what did Katira's ship have any film or video evidence of the attack?
I mean,
He's
yeah,
sorry.
it'd be
Zuda's been
Right?
reluctantly thrown back into this world. He's uncomfortable here.
just want to blow stuff up.
One of my quotes from Zuda was about, I thought I escaped high society circles to a life of adventure and violence. Now I'm back to the endless drama of stupid rich people and their stupid rich people things that they occupy their time with.
That's an amazing quote. If Jimmy had to go anything, he'd want to go to the shipyard. He's all about that junk. So I know where Jimmy wants to go. He'd want to see what other treasures could be there outside of more ships, but also more junk.
Cool. Okay. So we got. Is it 2 people for shipyards, or just one? Okay. Let's do this. Shipyards, top. By Jimmy and the Skull Droid, or bar down at the bottom.
I feel like I could really be persuaded either way here.
I
So
mean, we can do both. We can go there and then go to the shipyard and then go to the bar.
no, so I think that on the official what we're here for, it might be good to go to the shipyard. Though the mining guild did attack us, which leads me to believe that they might have some ties or information as to what we're really here to investigate. The shipyards is kind of like yeah, we're looking for a Star Destroyer, and Star Destroyers are made at shipyards. But the mining guild actually did something, and maybe they're tied to it. But I also, at the same time, I think that Katira was like, yeah, I shot the ship down. They attacked me. This is, I have a House Calypso crest on me. Like, this is messed up. And then she's like, I didn't understand the politics of this place. Like, this is not, like, I feel like if I was in the Depani sector, I'd be more comfortable with this, but I'm not. And so, the shipyards feels like the safe bet, but the mining guild feels like the more
Right.
actual information bet. Right?
Yeah, give yourself time to cool down from the adrenaline of being shot at.
But
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
go to the mining guild, Rem might be able to make my money back.
Mhm.
I feel as though the bar makes the most sense to get information. At the same time, you just got out of jail.
I also suspect the bar might be the place where most likely there's going to be a fight that breaks out, which I'd like to avoid doing right away.
Give us some time first. Let's go explore.
No, that's fair. See, you ever watch Pardon the Interruption on ESPN? It's a show where the host gives the commentators points as they talk about a topic, and he'll take points away if he doesn't like the point that they make.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
steer
yeah.
closer and further. There might be a fight. I'll move back to the bar, but maybe we shouldn't do that right away. Okay, yeah, no, shipyard. No, I think the safe bet is shipyard. I think that we might get more information at the bar, but Katira is probably like, yeah, I should. I feel like if I go to the shipyard, I'm probably going to start a fight. I think like, let's be honest, guys. The odds of me starting a fight at the shipyard, or sorry, at the bar, probably over 70.
High confidence.
Over
Like,
70.
yes, I know.
Like, it's gonna happen, guys. Do you want to go with?
Look, there's a 30% chance that I don't do it.
30% chance if we're being generous, really.
I would even say that there's a 30% chance that the fight that started has nothing to do with the mining guild, and it's just either because somebody pissed me off, or because I stole something from someone and they found out. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to ask. You don't have any thermal detonators on you right now, do you?
I actually don't carry thermal detonators on me. Those were someone else's. But thank you for ensuring the safety of our group.
Why not? I love that. Thank you for ensuring the safety of our group by not having thermal detonators.
Around me. I just envision Katira walking to a bar, expiring someone, getting shoved in response, and then throwing a thermal detonator into a crowded room.
The dude is like, "You told me you didn't have those."
Is Katira drinking that spice wine again? Yeah, she's on the spice wine again. It all makes sense.
Oh, I know. Actually, yeah, you do have those.
I know.
I guess I'm not spice wine today.
Him and
Yeah,
Jimmy's got the good.
I think that real information is probably at the mining guild. But it's probably very nuanced and hard to get through. I think that there's probably some real information at the shipyards, but it might be like I don't know. It's a hard angle to pull on. They're like, oh, why? Maybe it's an easier angle, right? Like they're wondering why. They think that we're there to ask about their production quotas, but really we're going to be asking about like, hey, like, tell me about the starships you've seen through the area, and what are you diverting your resources to? So I think that's a solid plan. I do think that a bar could be fun, but you're probably smarter than me.
I feel like Jawa Jin would be the first thing you could do is if you get the opportunity to go see a terminal in the mining guild, you would try to hack it. and try to figure out some information immediately.
Okay. I mean, I like how you're like, all right, well, we don't want to get into fights, but I definitely want to hack a terminal.
Legit was just like, oh, this terminal looks like it's busted. I can go fix it. Like, little janitorial hat on, even though he has a silent eye. We're here for your repairs, ma'am. Your scalp looks a little bit off.
It's very distinct. He doesn't want to get into a fight. He just wants to break the law.
True. Okay. That is a good distinction. All right. Well, so Rim, do you have any thoughts on what to do? Bar or shipyards?
Do you really have to ask?
Definitely bar. So then the wild card is really going to be. So Katira, I think it's on you.
Sorry. Yeah, I think the shipyard is probably really, if I hadn't blown the ship, I would say let's go to the bar. But since I did blow up a ship, I should see how they're made.
Okay. All right. So shipyards it is. Give me 1 second here, and I will.
I assume that Boda is like smoothing over the fact that he brought a quad drive yards ship.
That he brought a full-on battleship as an ambassador, and Yeah, it is kind of funny that the guy is like, and it's quaddy made, not from Fondor.
Yeah, it's like you're going to a gala for like in Italy for like car manufacturers, and you show up in a BMW.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. Okay, so let me move you on over. Okay, so it's really easy to get to the shipyards. There's shuttles, there's sky hooks that go all the way up. Regardless of what you end up choosing, there is no resistance. And so unroll a d6 for something random.
Well, hold on. How late were we planning on going till?
Well,
Oh yeah, I should probably sign off.
okay, let's give you 1 minute so I can introduce this person, and then we'll call it.
Sure. This will be the episode cliffhanger. Like pan up from waist to face. Guy says his name, and then roll credits.
Okay, let me move you on over. Okay. Ugh. Okay. All right. So you enter in from the top area here. I don't know why. Is it looking really blurry for everyone else?
Yeah.
I'll get
Let me
that.
try refreshing the page.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get that fixed by next time. But this is the guy who greets you. So, based on the die roll, he's doesn't seem to be hiding. He seems to be standing calm and confident. And he says, "My name
I
is."
did it 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty great. That Nadiri Starhawk, I finished 30 minutes ago. This is introduce himself. I'm the leader of the shipyards of Fondor. My name is Alard Perdieau. Welcome to Primix Shipyards. So he welcomes you. You see a number of floating droids. These are sort of monitors. You see a bunch of older battle droids as well. And you do see a good number of people here. It looks like he's brought you into one of the main command areas. And I will get these images fixed by next time. So you are on one of the 4 shipyards that Fondor has circling the planet. And you are with the leader of the shipyards himself. And I think that'll be good to where we can call it.
Yay. Good session of almost getting arrested.
Yeah, I okay, well, let me pause the recording here real quick.